What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Real Housewives of Potomac extra. I got a birthday reading for Mrs. Robyn Dixon, honey, Juan Dixon, and GIZELLE BRYANT. Okay, we are dealing with an Aries, which would be Robyn. Juan is the Libra, and GIZELLE is the Virgo, honey. Okay? I see we got another lion Libra. Look at all the Libras, honey, rolling their eyes and sucking their teeth, honey. That ain't me. I don't act like that. Now, y'all know everybody with the same sign don't act the same. So if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay? But I told y'all that is a dark-sided characteristic of a Libra. This time around, you guys, as I do my birthday reading, I want to do something a bit different, where I want to read up on the signs. That way you get a general perception of what an Aries is, what a Libra is, and what a Virgo is. So I'm going to read up on the signs first, and then we are going to get into the birthdays of these people. Okay, so let's start off with Robyn. She is an Aries. So her personality traits include having a fiery personality, passionate, high energy, domineering, determined, confident, initiator, courageous. Let's look at some of her weaknesses as far as being an Aries is concerned. Aggressive, self-centered, blunt, pushy, inconsistent, selfish, loud, domineering, bad-tempered. I have been in a relationship with a Aries, and I had a best friend at one point that was an Aries. And one thing I picked up on from my ex-best friend was she had like all these opinions about everybody else and their relationships. And, you know, as far as like them being a person and having flaws, and, you know, she just had all these opinions, right? Then when it was time for people to lay into her and tell her about herself or her relationships, she didn't want to hear it. Like Aries, they come off like they are like hard. They ready to fight. They about that life, you know, and it's just like sometimes y'all can really be like marshmallows, you know. Some of y'all not that girl. I think I was watching Married to Medicine, and Contessa and Toya, right? They was getting into it. And I remember Contessa telling Toya, girl, you think you scared of me? And what is Toya, Aries, right? You think I'm scared of you? That's what Contessa said to Toya. I eat people like you for breakfast. Because you could tell in that scene, I think it was season 6, yeah. Toya was trying to play tough. That's what some Aries do. There's this playing tough and acting harder than, you know, what you really are. Now, yes, Aries are confident, but y'all like to bully people. Okay, y'all have that way about y'all where that confidence, it kind of goes to your head and you try to bully people and disrespect people. I had an ex-Aries boyfriend that he said so much nasty and hurtful things about me, you guys, right before we broke up. And then when I said stuff to him, because I told y'all, water puts out that fire, honey. Okay, I'm a Cancer. He was, oh, you crossed the line. I could never talk to you ever again in life. How dare you say that to me? Like when I tell y'all this nigga got as soft as a marshmallow, I was like, why you just hard? Just a few minutes ago talking all this bullshiggity to Miss Robinson, and now you acting all like Like, y'all are these perpetual children. Y'all like to act like y'all are an adult. I got an auntie that's an Aries. Yeah, very, strong-willed, very, like, some of y'all act, like, overly confident, So, yeah, but y'all real soft inside, like children. So let's get to Robyn. Now, something else I want to look at really quick. Want to look at, like, her traits when she is in love. I want to look at that really quickly. Okay, so it says, when it comes to love, Aries often take the role as the chaser. They're known to enjoy the act of pursuit. They relish the lead up to the first date. From flirting to being bold with their affections, Aries will romance others hard and do all the work in planning for dates and time spent with their crush. So basically, honey, they saying that Robyn is the man in her and Juan's relationship, honey. I'm just playing with y'all. Okay, so their compatibility with marriage, right? Who are they compatible with? What other signs? Leo, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius. It says, whereas Aries unmatched partners can be from Cancer, Scorpio, or Libra. And that's what Juan is. He's a Libra. So let's read up on Robyn. It's March 31st, the day of tenacity. Her strengths are she is tenacious. Let's look up what tenacious means. It says tending to keep a firm hold of something, clinging or adhering closely, like having a tenacious grip. It also says not readily relinquishing a position, principle, or course of action. Determined, right? So that takes us to, Robyn and her and Juan's financial issues. She pretty much lost all their money due to that friend. Like, I guess she trusted him with the money to invest their money. He ended up stealing from her. And didn't the man commit suicide or something? Y'all put it in the comments on what happened, but I believe that's what happened. I also look at being tenacious as something that could be bad, because if you look at her relationship with Juan, it is very much so unhealthy. I think it's unhealthy to be getting married to a man that just cheated on you right before the marriage, told the mistress that, our relationship, our marriage, us getting married, it's a storyline, it's for TV. I just don't feel like that is good. It doesn't make sense to be within a relationship or a marriage to a man where, like, you are not getting much out of it. We have seen this song and dance from Robyn and Juan all throughout the years. It seemed like it was more so her holding on to him. We remember the clip that we saw from the show in the past where Juan was telling the producers that if it wasn't for Corey or Carter, he would have been gone. He would have been left Robyn, because he wants to really share his life with somebody. And that was Juan's cry out for help, but Robyn tried to play in our faces again and tell us, he just doesn't like filming. Y'all caught him when, he was going through a really bad mood. Girl, bye. Like, from day one, Robyn and Juan, their marriage, their like unconventional relationship, it was always unhealthy, not due to the fact that they were unmarried. That wasn't it, because you could be unmarried and have love and respect and decorum and honor for your partner, right? But it never felt like that with Robyn and Juan. It felt like they were hiding something, trying to cover up something. Robyn acted as if she could never move on. And Robyn is another one of these women. And Aries women, y'all are really good at doing this. Y'all will turn up on other females. Okay, we've seen Robyn turn up with Monique and Ashley, had her finger all up in Ashley's face. And guess why? Because Ashley was trying to tell Robyn about her, relationship with Juan, and Juan was allegedly at that time, messing around with somebody. They had got a whole divorce because he had cheated. But yeah, she was ready to turn up on Ashley. And it's ironic that it's Ashley that was doing that back then, because she would receive the same treatment in her marriage. Okay. And isn't it funny that Robyn and Ashley are so cool now? Birds of a feather. We understand each other. Look at GIZELLE and all that cheating with Jamal. We'll get to that heifer in a minute, honey. Okay. Well, after we do Juan, honey. But, yeah, Aries, what's up with that when it comes to y'all? Y'all turn up on the girls. And then with these men, y'all play dead. Y'all allow, men to run all over y'all. I seen that out of my so-called friend. I also seen that from a lady in my past. Yeah, she was a staunch Aries about her business, good career. Aries are very good for looking good on the outside, and they look like they have it all together, right? And then when you get to the inside of them, it's like, wow, you're not really, what you appear to be, It also mentions that Robyn is lucid. Now, that's another one of her good traits. Let's look at what that means by definition. So it says she expresses herself clearly, easy to understand. That kind of goes along with being an Aries, being blunt, being straightforward, to the point, clear as day. You're gonna know how I feel. Robyn has displayed that on the show, letting the girls know how she really feels. We saw that with the whole Chris Bassett situation, her taking up for Chris, her genuinely knowing that, Chris is a good guy. He's always been nice to the girls. He cooks for them. Chris was special because he kind of came in during the time when Michael Darby was really turning up for the cameras and doing really disgusting and despicable things. We even saw Monique Samuels' husband, Chris Samuels, on the show. He acted very much so like a spoiled athlete. Monique mentioned that, she would, run, hand and foot, honey, after Chris, and, had 8 babies and stayed pregnant. And she played that role, right? Because when you get with people, you are, in fact, playing a role. I hope y'all know that, whether it's conscious or unconscious in your relationships, you're playing some type of role, especially when y'all first get together. And Chris Bassett, he stood out from the rest of the guys. You got Ray. Ray seemed like a pretty good guy. Who the heck else? Juan was never really around and had this weird relationship with Robyn. He had cheated on her. They got a divorce. They're still living together. And yeah, all of that is weird. But at the same time, it's just like, it always came off as unhealthy because Juan was never at the reunions. And then people would say, yeah, but he's a basketball coach. Like I said, some of y'all try to explain everything through logic you like to ignore your intuition. That's why you have an issue with certain people that like tell the truth about things, like tell the low down dirty truth about things, about what they see, because it's like everything in your mind, it could be explained away through logic. No, that man is not at that reunion because he doesn't want to be held accountable for anything. Look at what he's being charged with down to the job. I'm not going to get into all of it. Juan turned a blind eye to what? One of the students, being bullied and harassed and going through a whole bunch of stuff, and he act like he didn't know about, like, that show character right there. Yeah, that may be Juan's job, but that's a character flaw, and it comes off as being selfish, narcissistic. I'm all about me, long as my needs are met, and I'm making a good amount of money to, support the family. That's all I care about. So if Andy brings Robyn back next season, honey, she need to answer. She needs to answer to that. Even Carlos King said, I would go meet with Robyn and Juan and really get to the bottom of their storyline. Okay? They wouldn't be able to come back next season and, give us the same tired bullshiggity, honey, they gave this season. Okay, so next it says that Robyn is pragmatic. That's one of her strengths. It says she likes to deal with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. That pretty much lets us know that, Robyn is very like down to earth in demeanor. I found that made her more likable, especially in the earlier seasons. She wasn't super glamorous. She wasn't super rich. She was very humble. I think going through the debt process with Juan, that really humbled her with her finances. And, in the future, she wanted to make better financial decisions. She wasn't big on labels, Chanel, Fendi, and, she didn't talk like that. She came off like a normal, regular person. Whereas when Monique Samuels joined the cast, I do this, and we kicked it with Barack and Michelle, and, I have these many homes. And now, don't get me wrong, I like Monique for her mentioning, honey, she had all those homes when she was throwing that in Gizelle's face. That was funny. But I'm just saying, the name dropping and I have this and I have that. And Robyn was not that girl. Robyn's very practical. Robyn is so practical, honey. She didn't want y'all at that wedding because she didn't want to pay for all of y'all and pay for y'all to eat and come to a big free party. Okay? So, but I intuitively feel like, yeah, she was, I'm not going to say so much like being cheap with the wedding. But this is the thing. You were on TV. You knew that that's something that the fans wanted to see. They wanted to be a part of that. They wanted the cast to be there. Your best friend wasn't there. Your mama, your daddy. But I feel like intuitively, Robyn carries a lot of shame and embarrassment. And she knows that this marriage is not really what she wants, but it's kind of like, I will stay here. I will pretend. I will put up this facade. Okay? Because I got my man. She looks at Juan as being the prize when really he's not. Okay? Because any man that's out here, ladies, embarrassing you, that's not a man that's a prize. He's disrespecting you, dishonoring you. And if he does that before y'all get married, it's on and popping after y'all get married. Because he knows you're going to tolerate it and stick by him. Because after all, he's human. What was Robyn saying on that interview? not on that interview, on Reasonably Shady, making all these excuses for Juan. Well, Juan, he was being stupid, and it was the pandemic, and he was just lonely, and he was just this, and I guess he needed some more attention. Why would he need attention when you right in the house with him? How much attention is enough attention for you men? How much? And then, Robyn, what I don't like with you is you sit up there and you cling to these 1950s standards where you allow a man to cheat, disrespect you, dishonor you. You'll still marry him, still wash his dirty drawers, still sit up here and put on this performance, right, with him in front of us, because that's all it is. It's a performance. A bad one, honey. I would give it up. You sit up here and do all of that, play in our face. At what cost, though? The cost of your integrity? The cost of you being happy? Like, I don't know. And I think that Juan, like, over the years, held the fact that Robyn messed up their money. I think he, like, held that over her head, and she felt guilt. But no, you made a mistake. In this life, if you're really living it, you're gonna make mistakes. You made a mistake. He should have forgave you for that. Not, he shouldn't be allowed to hold that over your head. And it felt like that's what was going on with you guys on the show. I think I heard him like bring it up, how you had messed up the money and, So, yeah, but this is, it's just not a healthy union, you guys. Okay, so her weaknesses. She is repressed. It says she feels oppressed, subjugated, subdued of a thought, feeling, or desire kept suppressed and unconscious in one's mind. That takes me like to this dynamic with Juan, where it serves him more than it serves her. He gets to benefit off of being with her. Okay? And Robyn will feel bad about things. Like, I'm getting that sense, you guys, from her. Like, I know that this is wrong and I know I'm not really happy, but I've been in it for this long and the man ain't perfect. The man make mistakes. We've also heard GIZELLE kind of talking that way. We also saw GIZELLE take back a man that has did nothing but cheat on her and embarrass her. Yes, you can forgive the father of your children. Y'all still got a co-parent. I don't have an issue with Jamal and GIZELLE's co-parenting relationship. It's just like, you shouldn't have went back and dated him. For what? But you did it because you lack substance. You are all about being superficial. That's why nothing lasts like with GIZELLE, you guys. I'm kind of skipping ahead. We still have to get to that heifer, honey. But yeah, that's what was on my mind. And there's a reason why Robyn and GIZELLE are friends, even though they are very like different. I get out of Robyn. Robyn is the more like practical one, right? But they are best friends that do the same bullshiggity, honey, when it comes to these men. They feel like, well, men cheat. And, I think I heard GIZELLE say that. Like, that's just what men do. And no, when you are a woman and you allow a man to treat you like that, you are playing into misogyny. You are playing into letting them disrespect you and dishonor you. Like, don't do that. Her next weakness, Robyn's, it says she's frustrated, and being frustrated is the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of an inability to change or achieve something. We've seen that on the show plenty of times. This past season, she got frustrated with Wendy. I know why they don't like Wendy. They don't like Wendy because Wendy just doesn't bow down and acquiesce to them. Wendy is too much of a challenge for them. Like with Candace, it's like, oh, we'll dismiss her. You've heard GIZELLE say, oh, she's just so childish. We'll dismiss her and look at her as this kid. And they can't really do that with Wendy. Wendy is very educated, and so is Candace, right? Candace is a bit more like playful, right? Like a younger person. Whereas with Wendy, it's the day of reckoning. It's the day of the judge. It's the day of, I can see through y'all bullshiggity. And believe it or not, other women, they don't like that. Like GIZELLE is the type of person, she wants puppets around her, and she has an issue with anybody she can't control. For instance, y'all remember when Wendy first came on here, she had an issue with Wendy turning up on Ashley, but quickly wanted Wendy to get upset with Karen. No, get upset with Karen because Karen said this and did that. And it's like she didn't want Wendy to have her own opinion. It's just like, I need to, be manipulative and stir stuff up and tell you who to be mad at. Okay? I'm going to come to you about your man and how he cheated on you. And that's why you got your body done. And you just supposed to sit there in a calm manner and, just go with what I'm saying. Because after all, this is what I do. Okay. And Wendy didn't go for that. Wendy really went off because her husband is very personal to her, right? Her family, her children, that's very personal for her. Wendy couldn't imagine being the person that GIZELLE is. It's like, where I come from, we don't do that. We don't play around with families. Candace the same way. I don't play with people's husbands. GIZELLE don't mind playing with folks' husbands because she don't have one of her own. She has nothing of substance. Anything involving relationships with her that has substance, it would be her relationships that she has with her daughters. But that's not enough. You can't just be nice, kind, and respectful to your daughters. You have to be human and give that to other people. And if you notice on the show, she don't like people she can't control. She had an issue with Candace about the Chris situation because Chris is just supposed to bow down, acquiesce, apologize. He not supposed to have no opinions about what he did or did not do to you. We just supposed to take your word for it, right? That's how GIZELLE really thinks in her head. She has a one-track brain. On the first floor, she don't go up to the second floor, okay? The way maybe a Candace would go or a Wendy. She don't go up to the third floor. She stays right on that first floor, okay? And honey, we are all over the place because we talking about Robyn, but that GIZELLE, honey, I had to explain her too. Okay. Last but not least, it says that Robyn's other weakness is she's argumentative. We know what being argumentative means. It's having or showing a tendency to disagree or argue with other people in an angry way. That takes me to what was it, season 2, where she had her finger all up in Ashley's face and, stay out of my relationship and you need to not do that. We saw her take her umbrella and get all up in Monique's face. Okay? Argumentative. The situation had nothing to do with Robyn, with the Monique incident. I think Monique was getting on Ashley. And I think maybe Monique made mention of the Green-Eyed Bandits, and then Robyn was at first, like, she was being nasty with Monique, like being provocative, like trying to provoke her and like, oh, I'm going to say it in a joking way. And then if you notice, if you go to the end of that scene, Robyn is, put that umbrella in my face. Let's argue. Let's fight. Because Aries, what have we seen from Toya from Married to Medicine? Very argumentative. Like, they love arguing. They love being a bully. They love trying to scare people. Okay, like, child, ain't nobody here for y'all little scare tactics. That ain't gonna work on everybody, but they are used to like being a bully. And Robyn needs to be a bully in her relationship with Juan and leave the girls alone, honey, okay? Because that's one thing I don't like about certain women. They will allow a man to walk all over them. Then with women, they want to get up and arise to the occasion and the challenge, and they want to argue, be all up in another woman's face. Give that man that same energy. But like I said, her and GIZELLE, they have a way of catering to men and catering and playing into their bad behavior. We've seen Robyn say many a times, Juan used to be a spoiled athlete before, they lost their money. It's not attractive. And the women on the show, they see that in Robyn. Like, dang, girl, you turn up on the girls, but when it comes to that man, you allow him, to get away with murder. And that's how, some of these Aries are, when it comes to their men. Let's read up on Robyn. The day of tenacity. People born on March 31st are fighters who will get ahead no matter what. They have the tenacity to hang in there for the duration. Once established in a post, they will be very difficult to unseat. They may have original ideas and remain unexpressed simply because they indeed relish holding on to a favorable position. When called upon a time of crisis, however, they often come up with highly creative and practical solutions, winning them the appreciation of their superiors. Something else that's on my heart right now that I'm going to say is this relationship with Juan is like a fight to Robyn. It's like a fight to like prove something to people. Like, me and my man and went through this, and he may have cheated, and we went through money issues, and I told y'all it's a trauma bond. It's not love. People be in these trauma bonds where they have went through the worst life circumstances with a person, and they feel like they owe that person, and you don't owe them anything. You need to move on because this is not healthy anymore. This is not serving you. And sometimes, guys, we have to stop fighting for stuff. Certain relationships, they should not be this hard. Like, it don't seem like Juan is fighting for her. The fact he's entertaining other women, this is serious. Right before the wedding, and it gets out here, the woman is on TV. You've had a history of cheating. We also saw on the show that she didn't go through with the prenup. I want to know more about that at the reunion. Why would you meet with the prenup lady and get a cheating clause? And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, Juan said, nope, I'm not signing that because you put up with my bad behavior. You've been putting up with it. After we get married, you go put up with it. Okay, ladies, when you take a man back after he has dogged you so many times, the behavior, it only gets worse because they feel like you have a tolerance for their bad behavior. You love them so much, you just go turn a blind eye. Okay, look at Martell and Melody. She gave him all them second chances, trying to be a good person, right? Look how he did her. Okay? March 31st people can be difficult to work with as they tend to be argumentative and demanding of coworkers. That's another thing about Aries. Very demanding. I want stuff done like this. They're very bossy and controlling. Okay? But those born on this day are above all very realistic about the positions they hold and shrewd enough to guarantee their survival in the job jungle. Okay? And it's funny that it says that because I feel like with Robyn, it's unfortunate. She probably won't get punished, for her behavior. Some people want her fired. I don't believe they gonna fire her. She may need to be demoted down to a friend. But this situation with Juan, as bad as it is, it can be good for Robyn as far as her job security on the show, because there's a lot to talk about with Robyn and Juan. You got the scandal with him at his job, not protecting the people that he's supposed to protect in his position at his work, right? He didn't protect a certain student. They got that. And I know they got questions about that. The network, they love scandals and stuff like that. They got this thing with Robyn and Juan and this mistress. I'm sure they go milk that. They really need to get a new production crew, though, because whoever they got does not care about the show. But I think all of this bad stuff, it may be good for Robyn and Juan. They know it. They know it. They know that this is like, this is hot. This is something the show, this is like what the show needs. And, now I think she's embarrassed. I think Robyn is ashamed, right? I don't think she wanted everything to be out like this. That's why she tried to hide it and deflect for most of the season. Okay, while her friend went around trying to slander Chris Bassett's good name. Okay. It says, perhaps once or twice in a lifetime, March 31st, people will be presented with the opportunity to make a major change in occupation. If they take it, they will probably succeed, though it may take time. If they decide to pass up the opportunity, their hidden talents may never see the light. Those born on this day react well to challenges, but due to their love of security and realism about money matters, prefer calculated risk to reckless gambles. That kind of takes us to, what is it, that season where Robyn said she was getting people that wanted her hats in their stores. She was getting all types of offers, and GIZELLE was like, girl, why you not acting up on this? Why you not? You remember that season, and she was so depressed, and it looked like she was depressed because Juan was out here in these streets messing around, and then she had the audacity to say on her podcast, well, that's probably why the wedding was pushed back. Well, that's probably why. What the hell you mean that's probably why? You should have shared that on the show. But the show, you guys, is in such deep doo-doo, okay? Like the show is on the first floor with everybody lying and trying to throw everybody under the bus. The network, like I said, they like scandal, and they will be exploiting Robyn and Juan. She's either going to get demoted to a friend, but they go come right back around if she is not, and, exploit all that stuff, with Juan's job and their open marriage, because that's what it is, ladies. You are in an open relationship or marriage when you allow your man to cheat on you. And Robyn, you a damn fool. Okay? You a damn fool. I wouldn't call you a fool if you had you a man on the side, but I think it's like women play themselves when they so loyal to a cheater. Like, don't do that, ladies. Have you somebody too. Have your cake and eat it too. Boo. Do you. March 31st, people are comfortable as the boss, but really do better as associates or partners, where their talents for innovation and creative thought can contribute to a team effort. So she don't like to be on her own. That's why she likes teaming up with GIZELLE, okay, to take down the girls, okay? I really got that from Robyn. And a lot of Aries, they don't like to be by themselves. Some of them do. But I remember I had one, I believe, it was Aries in my family. I don't like to be alone. I like to, be with my friend, or I like, they like to be like coupled up. Okay. So It says March 31st people hardly impress one as cuddly types, but are quite affectionate in their own way, expressing a warmth through gentle teasing or humor. Overt love is something that unconsciously frightens them. So all this bullshiggity that's going on with her and Juan, she's able to participate in it because a part of this is her. Do you see what I'm saying? She doesn't want to be out there in a loving relationship all like that. That's just not her. That's probably why she wanted the wedding to be far away from everybody. Oh, I just want to deal with it being me and him, and I don't want it out there. And that along with the shame and the embarrassment, because I'm going to tell you something. As a human being, when you are ashamed of stuff in your life, you are going to want space away from people. You're not gonna want all eyes on you, right? At a wedding, which is what some women want, right? No, I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I'm in my feelings about like the union I'm really in. I'm not gonna leave it, but I feel like a lot of that played into her like not wanting everybody at that wedding. But I feel like her being with Juan and going through all of this, she's able to do it because a part of this is who she is. It says, but a deep need for caring, heightened by any parental rejection in childhood, demands a very warm, understanding mate who knows when to back off and when to come on. Reading the signals of a March 31st person is the key to relating to them. They are very intuitive and expect loved ones to be the same way, perhaps to understand without a word being spoken. Indeed, they are very suspicious of anyone who is too glib, too giving of promises. Once again, it says March 31st people do not really have the drive to be great leaders. Okay, that's why the girl is a follower, but are patient enough to wait and ultimately get what they want. Generally, they follow their head rather than their heart because they are so mentally oriented. Others would do better not to appeal to them through emotions, particularly when manipulative, but plain common sense. This will elicit a heartfelt response, as straight talking is what those born on this day value most. So Robyn likes direct and upfront, open and honest communication. That's why she liked Candace. Okay, Candace was too much for GIZELLE. Okay, because she couldn't control her mouth. She can't come up against her. But Robyn always appreciated it. She always liked it. If you go back, she liked Candace. She said, I actually like Candace. She respects that, like that direct nature. And Candace is another fire sign. Fire signs go tell you how they feel. You go know, okay? Let's look at the advice the book gives her. Use your good sense to advantage, but also trust your deepest instincts. Be aware of your argumentative tendencies. Open yourself to love and to affection. Deal with your fear of rejection. And that's the reason why Robyn will never move on from Juan, because I think there's a deep fear there. Starting over. A lot of women don't want to start over, guys. They want to stick with the childhood. That way we can keep the lie alive and keep the story going, right? People like to hang on to their stories. It's a beautiful story, but I personally would let it go. Let it go, Elsa, for your mental health. Let's look at her numbers and planets. Those born on the 31st day of the month are ruled by the number 4. And by the planet Uranus. Since only 7 months have a 31st day, it is a less common number for a birthday, and the people born on these days are often difficult to fathom. The combination of Mars, ruler of Aries, and Uranus can mean an explosive temper and unpredictable impulse behavior. Those ruled by the number 4 can be stubborn or argumentative. I keep seeing the word argumentative, so that's really what Robyn is. Since they see things so differently from everyone else, their psyche is sensitive, particularly when it comes to rejection, which they take very hard. What did I just tell y'all? That's in her advice as well, rejection. Okay, but Robyn, you are rejecting yourself by being in a marriage with a man that does not value you. But you don't care, and you will make excuses for the bad behavior because you play into misogyny. Yeah, you know, men cheat. That's just what they do. Any bad behavior from Juan, she will make an excuse for it. That's what I heard on that, what is it called? Reasonably Shady. Okay. Their psyche is sensitive, particularly when it comes to rejection, which they take very hard. Generally, March 31st people are reasoners and show good sense, muting the more erratic qualities mentioned above. Her tarot. The 4th card of the major arcana is the Emperor, who rules over concrete and worldly things through wisdom, the primary source of his power. The Emperor is stable and profound. The force of his authority cannot be questioned. The positive associations of this card are strong willpower and steadfast energy. That means if all the odds are against her, if her finances is in the toilet, Robyn is that girl that's going to keep moving and shaking. Okay, even in this relationship with Juan, a lot of women wouldn't be able to put up with this, but she has like this steadfast energy where she keeps moving and shaking no matter what is going on around her. And steadfast, you guys, that's something that's common in Taurus. Like they come up a lot of opposition, and they're still like steadfast, still able to be patient and make sound business moves, personal moves. So she has that within her energy. Her unfavorable qualities include willfulness, tyranny, and brutality, which is what you are going through in this marriage, because you're not being fair to yourself. And really quickly, it says she's willful, so that means she's very stubborn and has an uncooperative manner about her. Okay? So Juan, October 9th, he's a Libra. Libras are extroverted, cozy, and friendly people. They are concerned with attaining balance, harmony, peace, and justice in the world. I believe that Juan and Robyn are actually opposites, guys. I think that's the opposite. Like my opposite is Capricorn. Yeah. And I think like with Virgo, it would be Pisces is their opposite. Okay, so it says that Libras, they want to avoid conflict at any cost. Look, not the ones I know, honey. They always starting up stuff, which means they put themselves last most of the time. Their self-sacrificing nature can be great for their loved ones, but often leave Libras feeling burnt out and unappreciated. Ooh, that remind me of Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels, honey. Okay. That toxic positivity can take a major toll on their self-confidence. Okay. Child, why his birthday is October 9th? Guess what it say? The day of the penetrating gaze. I hope ain't nothing penetrating over there with you, Juan. Okay. Juan's strengths are he is multi-talented. Basically, that means having many skills or talents. He is very observant. That basically means he has an act for recognizing and noting a fact or occurrences often. He knows how to gather information. Juan is also, it says, inspirational. That means making others feel hopeful or encouraged. What happened with him? His parents, they died, and he ended up playing ball professionally. You know, that type of stuff. Very inspirational. Because after losing your parents, you know, you could be, you know, like down on your luck and feeling bad and, you know, just feeling stuck in life. So Juan has made it out of a lot of like odds, right? He's made it out of a lot of adversity that he has had to face in his life. His weaknesses, it says, the first one is unraveled. Unraveled. Unraveled means to understand, analyze, break down, put in lowest terms. Yeah, Juan, you unraveling, all right. We are beginning to see your character. It also says he is myopic, which means he has a lack of tolerance or understanding things. It also means he has a behavior based on his pursuance of short-term results and represents an action in regards to what one wants now, which is where all the cheating and the lying, that's where it comes from. It's all about what I want now, not the consequences that, you know, are going to come later from my actions that I'm doing right now. It also says he is complacent. This is another one of his weaknesses. It means he shows a smug or uncritical satisfaction with oneself or one's achievement. He is unaware of his actual dangers or deficiencies. So, in layman's terms, honey, this is not somebody that is really like growing like spiritually. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm complacent. I am comfortable with what is going on right now, not really trying to make it better. To me, that goes hand in hand with him being myopic. It's like he's comfortable with like short-term results. So like that goes hand in hand, in my opinion, with him like being complacent. Like I'm comfortable with this because this is what we're doing right now and this is what's gonna work. We've seen it all throughout the years with him and Robyn's relationship. He was comfortable with them being divorced, living in the same house, screwing her from time to time. I'm still able to see other women. I'm complacent. She keeps taking me back. So I'm going to keep distributing the same behavior that I have, you know, given to her, right before our divorce. She's not going nowhere. She'll marry me anyways. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like all of this, it ties into his actions towards Robyn, and she, you guys, is enabling him. Like she has it inside her, guys, to bring out the best in Juan and to also bring out the worst, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to help you be the best you could be. Because Juan, his status, it came up, right? Once Robyn got on this show for some seasons. They started doing better financially, mainly because of Robyn. Robyn shared with us she's making most of the money. But guess what? You best believe Juan is still the man in that household deciding things, right? I wouldn't be shocked if they argued over money and then Robyn eventually gave in and gave Juan his way. Robyn is not really good for Juan because he doesn't feel challenged. If a man does not feel challenged by you ladies, he's not going to respect you. How many times have we seen a man pull some stuff over here with this woman, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times, but when he get over here, he's being held accountable. The lady is being honest with him. Okay, being frank, saying, hey, this is what I need out of you. Like an iron sharpens iron. I'm here to make you better. I'm here to challenge you. You only grow through being challenged. Okay? That's how you grow. You need support, but you also need challenge. And yes, Robyn provides both, but she lacks on the challenge meter. And that's why he takes her for granted. And they will do this song and dance, honey, till the day they die, until somebody put their foot down. Okay, and it don't look like it's going to be Robyn. She needs to adapt that same behavior that she has with the women on this show with this man. Okay, so let's get into the day of the penetrating gaze. Those born on October 9th have the ability to see into their lives and events of those around them with an accurate, critical eye, yet they are primarily heart rather than head people, with an appreciation of human qualities that is very great. They themselves can be extremely attractive, exerting a strong magnetism on those they meet. Their intuition about others is often right on, but they may have a big blind spot when it comes to themselves, particularly when thrown off their balance in an emotional encounter. And really quickly, since it's on my heart to bring this up, y'all remember that scene from this past season where Robyn was telling Juan about what Karen was saying about him? Y'all saw how he got so upset. And remember, I told y'all in my review, I was like, he got way too upset. I know he's doing something. Now, this story with this lady hadn't came out yet, right? But yeah, he really told on himself, okay? And like Juan doesn't see the error of his ways. That's kind of like what the book is saying so far. Like he could see what everybody else needs to work on. We've seen him get at Robyn on the show. It's unattractive for you to be getting up so late. Well, nigga, maybe she get up so late because you around here cheating and messing with other women. But see, my thing is I can't really feel sorry for Robyn, because she just stays and puts up with it and acquiesces, and I ain't got time for that, okay? But it also says, in a sense, everything is open to an October 9th person's view, so astute is their assessment of life around them, yet as mentioned, they could be very unrealistic about their own, there it is, own personal involvements, failing to see what is obvious to others. In this latter respect, they are prone to be enthralled, confused, hurt, or swept away by their emotions for one particular person. Later, they may wake up to discover that deciding for this person was not at all correct, and that they have sacrificed some very valuable part of themselves, in exchange for the love or affection granted to them. Those born on this day can find themselves in a kind of Faustian contract, not only in a romantic matters, but in other areas of life as well, as they sign away a measure of their personal control, not necessarily to the devil, but perhaps the Aries who promises material comfort rather than Luciferian power. For some reason, guys, that takes me to this show. I don't think he wanted to do this show with Robyn. I believe he signed on to do this for her. What I'm getting from him being a Libra is he will sacrifice. Libras, they tend to sacrifice their needs, their hopes and wishes for the family. Y'all remember when he told that producer, I'm still here for the kids. Just, if it wasn't for them kids, I would have been gone because I want to share my life with somebody. What he should have said was, I want to be held accountable by somebody else, not somebody that's go lay down like a dog and let me have it my way. Juan wants to be held accountable, and he's not. It's too easy with Robyn. That's why people be like, well, why you don't just leave her? It's cheaper to keep her, okay? It's easy over here. I got more opportunities with Robyn. Both of them are willing to remain stuck, are willing. Now, I don't see them staying together for the rest of their lives. I don't. Okay, I think this is something we're seeing right now. I think they wanted to keep this all under wraps. But for some reason, I don't see them staying together. But I believe that he told that lady, yeah, this is for the show. I believe he slept with that lady. That's what she alluded to. She didn't come out and say it, but that is what she alluded to. Because ain't no man paying for no hotel room and he ain't getting no booty from the situation. I ain't never heard of that. But when Robyn got the story, yeah, he wanted to be a good guy and make all these excuses. And he was stupid, but he put his card down. And then she wanted to try to exploit us. Maybe she can get some money on OnlyFans. Let's make the woman crazy. I won't hold my man. Okay, I won't hold him accountable for his actions or behaviors. And if I do, I'll say he was stupid in that moment. And I'll quickly move past that and blame this woman. Okay, and I'm not at all saying that the woman involved in this situation is innocent, because I think she's raggedy too for knowing that Juan is with Robyn on this show. Like, what is your excuse, lady? They got children and a family, but like I told y'all, we're in a different time. People don't care about that. All they know is if your man don't have no respect for y'all relationship or marriage, why should I? Okay, we are in a very self-serving society. Why should I be the good person in the situation? Your man ain't putting up no boundaries. Okay? A lot of women, dark-sided women, they get turned on by that. Oh, he willing to sleep with me and he got him a woman and she pretty too? Oh, yeah, I'll do the deed with him. That's a come up for them in their sick minds. That's how some people think, guys. This man got a woman. She got that type of job. Look at that Aries girl. She loved that Melody was successful and beautiful. Oh, I could sleep with her husband. She must not be nothing to him. They love like competing where they don't compare. It is so weird. But that's how a lot of females, females, not women. That's how a lot of females are. I'm getting off track. And I'm, already over my time, honey. Okay, because we still got to get to that messy Giselle, but I'll wrap it up. October 9th, people are highly sensitive and usually possess artistic potential. There is no denying their physical side. Sexual attraction is an important theme in their lives. I'm going to tell y'all something about Libras. They're very highly sexed. These people love sex, okay? Sometimes complimenting, at other times working against their religious or spiritual side. Those born on this day are indeed multi-talented, and the varied facets of their character, mental keen observation, verbal articulate speech, spiritual devotional belief, and physical magnetic sexual or sportive presence. See, I keep seeing sexual. So yeah, this is a freak, honey. Okay. Can at times pull them in different directions and must somehow be brought into harmony with each other. So he has a lot of scattered traits going on. Like, he needs to bring all of that in balance, especially with him being a Libra, and Libra is the sign of the scales, to bring things into balance, right? So that is his assignment on the planet, honey. To complicate matters, men born on this day have a strongly developed anime, sensitive, receptive female self, and women a strong, animist, outgoing, aggressive male self. Those born on this day are often found in professions where they can make use of their knowledge of human psychology. They have a great talent for guiding others to their full potential and showing how goals may be attained, extremely encouraging and positive to those they serve. October 9th people must learn to navigate their own course with comparable skill. Also, they themselves must not be ashamed to ask for advice or help. Their blind spot concerning their behavior can be overcome with patience and inner work. Above all, those born on this day should be aware of carrying around unhealed psychological and spiritual wounds. What I'm kind of getting is like that with the parents. Did he found who his real father was? I feel like that was a moment of clarity for him. But he had a lot of pain, you know, from losing his parents and not like knowing like who the father was. I think he was really shocked to find out, you know, who his real father was. Didn't he say the mother lied to him or something? Put it in the comments, guys. Above all, those born on this day. Okay, so it said that he is pretty much walking around with the unhealed psychological and spiritual wounds, and in general procrastinating. Okay, that goes hand in hand with him being complacent and myopic, in my opinion. Not listening to their inner voice, taking decisive action when circumstances cry out for it. Okay, like in my personal opinion, if he know he ain't gonna be faithful to Robyn and really honor their marriage, he should leave her. But like I said, you guys, if you go sit up and enable somebody and their bad behavior towards you, you know, like, why should they change? Okay? I get to cheat and have you. You the mother of my kids. Y'all know a lot of men love having that story, right? You the mother of my kids. We got the high school love thing. We got the love and basketball thing going on. Somebody is going to get hurt, and it look like it'll be Robyn. But Robyn, we can't cry tears for you because you sit up and put up with this behavior. So let's get to his numbers and planets. Those born on the 9th of the month are ruled by the number 9 and the planet Mars. The number 9 is powerful in influence. Any number added to 9 yields that number. October 9th people are similarly influential. The planet Mars is forceful and aggressive, embodying male energy. But for October 9th people who are ruled by Venus, which Libra, there's also a dynamic female nature present. So he has a feminine nature about himself. Not meaning, you know, he's gay or nothing like that. It talks about how he has a magnetic sexual attraction. There's that word, sexual, again. And just to let y'all know, because I know some of y'all go come for me in the comments, honey, but I'm gonna tell y'all this about dark-sided Libras. Again, they will lie, they will cheat. Okay, they are not above doing those things if they are unhappy, if they don't feel fulfilled within y'all union. Okay, so his tarot, the 9th card of the tarot's major arcana is the Hermit, who walks carrying a lantern and a stick, represents meditation, isolation, and silence. The card signifies crystallized wisdom and ultimate discipline. The Hermit is a taskmaster who uses conscience to keep others on their own path. The positive side of this card is a stick-to-itiveness, purpose, profundity, and concentration. Negative meanings include dogmatism, which is like a dictatorial like attitude, intolerance. There's that word, okay? And that's funny, Juan, you intolerant, but you want people to tolerate your bad behavior. He has a mistrust and discouragement. October 9th, people can perhaps emulate the Hermit's capacity for positive self-examination, okay? The advice the book gives him is develop your willpower. Do not be so anxious to please. Take your blinders off and make some hard choices. Never sell your soul or throw away what is most valuable in yourself. You will be happiest when you guard your dreams. Basically, stop doing stuff just for money, just for a payday. And right now, he's at his worst because he's doing things for money. Like that stuff going on at that job, he only care about the money. He don't really care about the people involved. I believe he purposely turned a blind eye. Okay? I really do get that. And it's funny. Before that even came out about him at his job, I felt like that. Like Juan gave that. Like the fact he never showed up at the reunion and people just always said, oh, well, you know, the type of job he had. No, he didn't want to face them cameras. He wanted Robyn to keep getting that damn check and bringing it home. And that way he could spin. But when a person is creating space like that because the men are supposed to be on the reunion with the ladies. Chris Bassett is all in, right? He's all in. Ray is all in. It was Michael that was never all in, that would skip the reunion because he didn't want to be held accountable and responsible for his actions. And that Juan, I do not believe was always working. He wanted space away from this because he's not fully dedicated to it or to Robyn. Okay, when somebody is really down for you, what they gonna do? Show up for you. And he is not in the business of showing up. Another person that don't have nobody showing up for them is GIZELLE. So that's another reason why her and Robyn understand each other so well, because they be playing the same games. Let's get to GIZELLE. She is a Virgo. I'm not going to read, every little thing. I think I already covered Potomac before you guys, so check my playlist. So GIZELLE, the day of difficult demand, it says she's discriminating. It says basically she has an acumen, she has discernment, insight, penetration, and perception. She's able to separate things. I think that's why a lot of people have said GIZELLE is good at her job. She doesn't take it too serious. But it's funny people say that, but I see it as being bad, because I think the show would be a lot better and she would show up better on the show if she was more involved in the show, like included herself instead of trying to live vicariously through other people. I have a Virgo daughter, and one thing I noticed within her that I see in GIZELLE, because we just had a conversation about it a couple of weeks ago, is they live vicariously through other people. They don't mind being all up in other people's business and telling them what they should do and not do. And I had to tell my daughter, you need to focus on you and not why these two people are at odds, or like don't get too involved and enthralled in other people and their situations. You need to focus on you. And a lot of people will do that to get away from their own mess, right? To not deal with their things. It said GIZELLE is challenge oriented. So with being challenge oriented, it means GIZELLE can occupy a position between being a challenge pursuer, i.e. by avoiding failure, loss or harm, and a challenge avoider by not pursuing achievement. So an avoider would avoid challenges. So she's like in between there, where she pretty much takes on challenges and, makes it work for her. Okay, it says she's introspective. That means she's thoughtfully reflective. She can get very quiet and, into her own thoughts. I'm like, do you ever think about these storylines, honey, before, they hit the show? Okay, but basically that means that she goes into herself, really thinking about different things and breaking it down in her mind in a reflective way. So her weaknesses is she's fearful. That means she's afraid, frightened, scared, terrified, okay, anxious. It also says she is insecure. Didn't Wendy call her insecure? And the book says it. And it basically means, and that's the name of Candace's song. Insecurity is a feeling of inadequacy, not being good enough, and uncertainty. I see that with GIZELLE. She is a woman that plays off of her looks. So in her mind, I look good, so I'm good, right? I'm pretty. I got these green eyes, this blonde hair. All the men want me. I'll even say your husband want me, honey. So everything with GIZELLE, whether she says it or not, it's like it goes right back to her looks, and she has a tendency to rest on her looks. And I told y'all she lacks substance. She doesn't have any talent. Like I said, she needs to be doing like more acting. If you feel like, you so beautiful, put your face out there, do some acting. Stop trying to like live vicariously through other people and then sit up and judge and criticize them. Y'all saw how she acted when it came to Candace. Oh, when the producer asked her how you feel about Candace's song. Oh, I don't even remember it. You remember that it was good. It sounded good, but GIZELLE doesn't have talent the way that Candace does, so she can't respect Candace's talent. The same way she can't respect Candace's marriage to Chris. Okay, she has to try to tear that down, put that in lowest terms. Okay, and she wanted Candace to take the bait and feel insecure within her marriage. And just believe what she said. Well, all Chris got to do is just apologize. And she gets upset. Watch it, guys, on the show. She gets upset when you don't just believe what she says. Okay? When you don't just be her puppet. See, Ashley is willing to be her puppet, and Robyn is willing to be her puppet. What Monique say on that one season? You might as well sit on her lap, right? Be her little lap dog. So she likes people that she can boss around and control. And that's why she don't like Wendy. And they like to say Wendy is confrontational and Wendy is difficult. No, Wendy ain't no clay, honey. You can't mold her into the person you want her to be so you can deal with her. Okay? GIZELLE is somebody that doesn't really want. That's why it's weird. The book says she's challenge oriented. I call BS on that, because to me, you don't want no challenges. That's why you try to control every season by throwing somebody's husband under the bus. They go deal with her at the reunion for that, guys. The book also says that GIZELLE is needy. That means she's insecure, clingy, jealous, possessive. Okay? That takes me to her daughters and them saying that, you know, she's a better mom and a better person when she's in a relationship with a man, when she's in proximity to a man. We heard Candace and Monique both mention that Gizelle is a much nicer woman when she is getting some D up in her life, which is not good, which is why she ran back to the pastor so she could have a storyline. Okay? All of that, in my opinion, ties into her being needy and insecure and fearful. Okay? That's also why you don't see her having a close relationship with a man. Like, she doesn't stay with anybody. Gizelle stopped showing her slip, honey, in terms of her relationships after that Sherman ordeal. After Sherman played her in front of the girls, she was embarrassed. She was hurt. And she went inside her head, I believe, and said, I never will again allow myself to be vulnerable in front of this group of women in terms of a man. That's why everything with a man is fresh and fun. That's why she with that young guy now. We know young guys don't really take relationships seriously, so we'll see, you know, if this situation will last. I doubt it. That's why them girls at that table, they did not take her seriously when it came to that man that she was trying to get them to do commentary on. And the girls was like, Mommy, we know you're not gonna stay with him, so let's move on. Let's not even do it. And then she tried to play for the cameras. Oh, y'all really like him. No, they know that man is not here to stay, girl. Stop playing with us. Her birthday is the day of difficult demand. Those born on September 9th repeatedly face all kinds of demanding situations, usually more the product of their own complicated nature than of fate. The advice the book has for Gizelle: building your self-confidence is a big item. Allow for reflection, then find your real abilities and act on them decisively, aka get some talent. It also says, worry and fear will eat you up if you let them. You alone hold yourself back. Stay joyful and never despair. Okay, which means she can get a little desperate, honey, which is why she moves the way she moves on this show. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. The book also talks about September 9th people could learn more often to take the path of least resistance, and not invariably the most difficult way. They could lead much more peaceful but perhaps less eventful lives. There is no doubt that September 9th people are drawn to challenges. So that goes hand in hand with her being challenge oriented. That means she kind of likes challenges. Easily bored. They find it insufferable to just sit back and do the same predictably rewarding or unrewarding thing year after year. But Gizelle, that's what you do. You attack somebody's husband and marriage and relationship year after year because you are miserable. And the girls, they all, whether they are her friends or not, you guys, they can see it. That's why Robyn has called her out on this show. Like, girl, share your relationship. Girl, talk about this, talk about that. And then, what was that one season a scholar was on, and a scholar was like, you don't ever talk about yourself. What did Gizelle say? Oh, Karen's at the table. There's always some type of excuse for why she can't share her life. And the girls are all sick of it. Consequently, they're either consciously or unconsciously on the lookout for complex people, places, and things with which to become involved. Such a desire may grow out of an internal longing, a feeling that there is somehow something missing, no matter how successful or fortunate they have been. Indeed, many September 9th people have felt the need to search for this missing element since childhood. It is this emotional complexity that makes September 9th people very attractive to certain members of the opposite sex, who often wind up fathering or mothering them. But though September 9th people may be in need of such nurturing form of love, they remain independent and willful. You hear that? Okay, so she kind of likes, in my opinion, being by herself because she can control how it looks, right? But she does her best, you guys, to undo everybody else's relationships. That's interesting. Once those born on this day have gotten it into their head to do something, it is very difficult to talk them out of it. Yet, since they are introspective and taken up with their own personal process, they will usually realize when they have made a mistake or chosen the wrong path, even if it takes them some time to do so. That takes me to this Chris Bassett situation. I believe some people talked to her behind the scenes, maybe a Carlos King, and said, girl, maybe even Robyn, you went way too far with the Chris Bassett thing. Don't ever do nothing like that again, because guess what? That could cost you your money. And she did that crap with Chris Bassett, you guys, because she lacks talent. She lacks substance. Okay, it's easy to sit up here and throw people under the bus and make it look like they man is cheating on them, and that's how you need to look at all men. And like her and Ashley and Robyn, like they all have it inside of their heads that cheating from a man is acceptable and this is just what men do, right? No. It's like they are all like programmed to think that way. And that's why Candace said what she said to Ashley, like, girl, there are such things as a positive relationship where you don't have to worry about your man constantly cheating on you and embarrassing you. Like, girl. And that really applied to GIZELLE as well, because she has it in her head to accept that unhealthy dynamic, right? One of the weaknesses of September 9th people, however, is they tend to magnify their personal problems and may too readily seek help in the wrong places. Those born on this day can be very private people, but usually their occupation or main interest brings them into contact with society. They are very adept at sensing and even defining what the public taste is and how it may be satisfied. Really quickly, I remember GIZELLE mentioned something that Jamal Bryant told her, as far as, you're going to be on this show, you're going to be judged, people go think you stuck up, you the pretty light-skinned girl. And I think along the way she decided to be silly. That way that can throw people off. That's why a lot of people, they are not like polarized when it comes to GIZELLE. They don't feel like she's evil. I can even admit that too. Like, you'll never see, she doesn't seem like evil, right? But after this season, honey, it's there. The misery has been there, but you are evil. It just comes out in a different way. But I believe that him telling her that put in her head, I'm going to add humor to it. I'm going to get on here and dress badly. That way y'all can focus on that. And then nobody takes me too seriously. People are laughing at me. I don't care. I'm doing the shit on purpose, right? If I'm doing something on purpose and all of y'all is calling me out on it, then it doesn't hurt when you say it, because I know I'm doing it on purpose for a reason, to distract, to deflect. She is the master of deflection. Okay? Says here they will have to decide whether to deal on a superior or even an elitist level, cater to the lowest common denominator, or perhaps find the middle ground. Regardless, September 9th people are quite capable of making a lot of money in the process. Life can be a constant battle for many September 9th people against their fears and insecurities. There's that word. This woman is insecure. And she has an issue with the women on this show that are going for their dreams and their goals and aspirations. That's why she loves having Charisse on here. That way, Charisse can put Karen down, put Karen in lowest terms. We can forget about La Dame perfume and all the accomplishments that Karen has made over the years, like all the progress she's made in her life, right? That's why she uses certain people to make people look bad. That's Charisse's primary purpose on this show. Tear down Karen. Make the audience look at her differently. instead of focusing on herself. Now she's doing stuff with Robyn because she's scared to really be on her own by herself. She also downplayed Candace's talent. Let me downplay it. She ain't doing nothing. I wish her well her little music career. Ain't no little music career. She could sing, hold a tune. She's great at it. Congratulate her. Smile at her. Okay? That's why Candace likes Robyn more than GIZELLE. And I know some people would be like, yeah, but they the same. Yeah, they got similar ways, but Robyn knows that Candace has talent. She knows that. I believe Robyn is happy for Candace. And Robyn has always liked Candace. Remember, it was GIZELLE that didn't like Candace because she can't control her and can't control her mouth and can't reach the girls down like Candace. And she loves those daughters because she's able to control them. They're under her. They're her daughters. That's why certain people, guys, they love their kids. They can control them. They're under them. Okay? And they are threatened by other women that have what they want, i.e. Wendy, i.e. Candace, i.e. Karen. Even though Karen be over there lying and hiding stuff, GIZELLE is jealous of those three, guys. Y'all remember what Monique said a long time ago about GIZELLE and Robyn's dynamic? She likes that Robyn is up under her and looks up to her. GIZELLE is older than Robyn. Okay? She likes their dynamic. Y'all remember that story of Robyn? Oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I don't know what to do with myself. GIZELLE loved all of that. Yeah, she pulled her to the side and talked to her, but she loves all of that. That way I can look confident. I could look like my issues together. I could look like I'm really making moves out here. And, you know, all I got to do is pour into little Robyn and tell her what she could do in this world. She likes people that are up under her. Monique was right about that observation. So back to the book. Life can be a constant battle for September 9th people against their fears and insecurities. Strangely enough, such fears can drive them on to be surprisingly successful. This is another reason why challenges have such a powerful stimulating effect on them. That takes us to that house she built. She liked the challenge of all of that, right? Because a lot of people is like, why don't you just buy a house? But no, this is somebody that likes challenges and likes to work through them. Like counterphobic personalities, they often have to put themselves in position of danger in order to experience the satisfaction of overcoming their fears. September 9th people must keep a handle on their wilder side, however, which can urge them towards self-destructive behavior, not easily understood or condoned by those around them. So as far as her tarot, she has the major arcana, which is the hermit, which is usually depicted walking with a lantern and a stick. The positive aspect of the card is stick-to-itiveness, purpose, profundity, and concentration. Negative qualities include dogmatism. This is the same stuff that was in Wands, which is like a dictatorial like attitude. All about, you know, running stuff. It's my way. She has that on the show. It's my way. I'm the one that controls the scenes. I'm the one that's going to have the last word on this. I'm the one that's going to make your husband look bad, make you look bad. Okay, try to control everybody. It says she has an intolerance, mistrust, and discouragement. September 9th people should probably avoid the hermit's extreme way of withdrawing from the world, but perhaps emulate his positive self-examination. That was the same thing that was given to Juan. And it said for her meditation, irritation is something you do to yourself. I know that's right, honey. Call her out. Child, Robyn's meditation is for March 31st. Quitting is not always a bad idea. I know that's right. You need to quit that damn marriage and stop playing, Robyn. Let's get into Juan's meditation for October 9th. I saw a boat slowly cutting its way through a frozen river, and at the same moment, a friend said, "Love breaks the ice." Ooh, child. All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about all of this, honey. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.